We are live here on Wednesday the 1st of May in the Social Enterprise Village at the NEC Workplace event. Will, thanks so much for joining me at the first ever, if I'm correct, the first ever Social Enterprise Village.
Yeah, absolutely, first of its kind, yeah.
Amazing. So you're here with the 19 group, so maybe you can just share a little bit about the work that you do.
No, absolutely. The workplace event has been running for 3 years now. So this will be the third year, and then we're right on track for next year. We're scaling up, but this year what we wanted to focus on is a social enterprise village, working with Social Enterprise UK and Waste to Wonder, who have powered this area, and ultimately 19 Group. With what companies need to in facilities management specifically, which is what we focus on at the workplace event. These companies need to start taking on the importance of the social impact and the actual environmental impact that they're producing.
Yeah. All right. Why did you think it was important to give that space for social enterprises to showcase what they're doing and increase their visibility?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really, the workplace event is a business to business. So ultimately we have all of the titans of the industry here. We have the essentially visitors and anyone within workplace or FM, HR. They are visiting the show or exhibiting at the show to connect, to do business, and that's the whole point of the event. With social enterprises and what they bring and what they can introduce and what they can do to work with the big FM firms and other businesses, ultimately we need to, as 19 Group and as the workplace event, we need to give that floor space to them to essentially have their chance to meet with companies, because ultimately if we section off an area and give a large space that we've done, which this year we're right next to the Leaders Summit, there's great spaces for the Social Enterprises Connect. It will actually move forward. It's important to actually take on this. We need to think what we're doing as businesses, and especially in the FM industry and the workplace industry, what we're doing and what impact we're having.
Yeah, no, and I think at the Social Impact Journal we have an audience across the world of a lot of social entrepreneurs, so I'm sure they'll be happy to hear this news, and that we are really in the middle of everything that's happening here, and it's giving that space. So talk to me in terms of numbers of the workplace event as a show. How many people are you expecting to come through the doors this week?
So we're up 30% from last year. We are on target to hit 6,000 over the 3 days. Today is our biggest day and busiest day. Wednesday, you will see a ram show, an absolutely ram-packed show, and I can confidently say that because it's my team that essentially work behind the scenes, my marketing team and ops team and everyone like that, and all of 19 Group. They've literally just smashed it this year out the park, and what you see is not just an increase in visitors, but a quality of visitors who are attending, in a sense of you are seeing essentially people who are here to not only meet with other businesses, but going back to social enterprise, they're looking for this type of how they can impact the environment and ESG and everything like that.
Awesome. So how did this come about? How did the collaboration between Waste to Wonder, Social Enterprise UK and the 19 Group happen to bring all of these social enterprises into the spotlight? Yeah,
so the conversation started with Michael from Waste to Wonder, and myself and Michael, we looked at doing a social enterprise zone, and then we started this social enterprise zone, and it was a much smaller space. And what happened is my marketing team and my team and my ops team, they essentially said at 19 Group, you know what, this really what Michael's got is fantastic, but we also need to bring our side to the table. So if this is going to happen, we're going to essentially back it as a group, as a show, and we're going to extend that space, and we're going to work with other businesses to kit that space out, and then essentially give the floor space that you have today with the theatre. So yeah, it's for us, it all started with Michael and Waste to Window, and then Social Enterprise UK as well. They are the ones powering it, and we've got behind them, and we have full confidence in them.
Fantastic. And I think alongside the showcases of the 24 businesses, we also have the theatre and the schedule of some really fascinating topics within the fields of social impact. So is there any topics in particular that you've tuned into yet, or that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that this year, really, you're going to be, you will see the technology theatre doing well. I think that in workplace and FM, really, we've got to talk about it at some point, AI. That's always going to come up, and it's a massive discussion point at the moment. But I think that what we're seeing with workplace and FM is that companies are incorporating technology and AI into that side of the business, or into FM and workplace, and then that's really sort of the starting point, which is driving. So the technology theatre will be essentially really working on the sort of, because if you look at desk booking, just as simple as desk booking, and looking at hybrid working, how your employers are working every day and tackling that. Essentially, that's what we're here for. It's how is your business running, and really it's down to the people in that business. How are they? How is it? And then that goes on to health and well-being. So we have a health and well-being hub, and then you can do too. So really, I think that within all of our theatres, the Workplace Leaders Summit, the Technology Hub, and the Health and Wellbeing Hub, it really comes down to centres around the people within the business, and then once you've started there, then it all goes off into technology, health and wellbeing, hybrid working, etc.
Will, is there any social enterprise that you've seen this week that specifically that you've really been inspired by?
I think bloody good employers. So what they're doing within the workplace and their 4-step process, and what they're offering for the, like I said previously, going back to the people and the workplace environment, what they're providing is really inspiring.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for putting on this space for social enterprises, up and down the UK. Looking forward to what happens over the next few years and how the show grows.
Absolutely, it'll be back next year, so keep an eye out. We will keep an eye out on LinkedIn and our website, and yes, watch this space, because it's going to be growing.
Awesome.
Right,
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks.